Hi everyone, welcome to Tea with Me Tuesday. Just nice, not too hot this time. When you spill your tea, how many of you pour it right back? I do. So I had a rather interesting week and did some crafting, did some fun stuff. Mom and I went out. Right now she's in bed and it's early. It's like she's been in bed for an hour and it's like 7:30. So anyway, I just, I leave her be. She was a little flustered today. Or was it yesterday? When was it? We came home from shopping. I finally got Mum. Oh, sorry about the hair. I got stuck in rain. And it's long, it needs cutting. Anyway, so we went shopping. We came home, and I finally got her to buy a pair of pants. Fun. They were only $20 each, and all of her pants are too big. She puts these belts on, and anyway, so finally got her to get a new pair of pants. So we came home. I put the few little groceries we bought in the fridge, and Mom had her pants in a white bag, and she was gone for a bit, and then I made some supper, and she came in all upset. Oh, I hope I don't start yawning. Anyway, excuse me. All upset because she couldn't find the white bag with the stuff she brought home. Well, what she had done was she'd taken it out of the bag and hung it up in her closet. And she put the bag somewhere else. Well, I found the bag and it's empty. So I went looking. Well, the easiest way, because she didn't take the tags off, was to look through her closet and look for tags hanging down. Anyway, found them. And I showed it to her. She goes, oh, thank goodness she didn't know where it was. So I came in here. I was doing some crafting. Mom comes in again, all flustered, all upset. I can't find that bag. And I said, well, what bag are you looking for? Thinking it was something else. What we brought home. And I said, well, Mom, I just showed you. So I said, come on, I'll bring you in your room. Went into her closet. There it was. I am going to be yawning through all of this. It's going to piss me off. Brought her in her room, looked in her closet, found the pants, showed them to her again. Oh, okay. And she was fine. But she had pulled all kinds of stuff out from under here and under, and I think she had something else on her mind. But anyway, so that was, it was kind of, if it wasn't sad for Mom, it was really kind of funny, because she comes to me, the funny part being, she comes to me thinking she's upsetting me, and she's not. I can go in there 5 or 6 times and show her 5 or 6 times. I don't care, She's always, oh, I'm so sorry for disturbing you and stuff. And I said, Mom, you're not disturbing me. I'm not doing anything important, And I always have to reassure her of things like that. I'm afraid, guys, I'm going to have to do some editing because I'm yawning. And it's early. And I don't know why I'm yawning. I have no idea. I was laughing so hard earlier. Anyway, the whole theme of today was to find out, what makes you laugh? What makes you laugh out loud? And I thought about this all day after I watched something on YouTube, not on YouTube. Yeah, I think it was YouTube, on TED Talks. There was another TED Talk thing. And I was just scrolling through anywhere. This guy, I had to write his name down. James Veitch. Veitch. And I think the underlying title was dealing with spam. That you get in your emails. You get these emails with. I mean, you guys might have heard of them. I hadn't. Anyway, so I started watching him, and he's British, and of course, British always have, with the combination of their accent and their chosen words, I just burst out laughing. I was laughing so hard. Oh, am I ever going to get through this video without yawning my face off? And I was thinking, we need laughter. We need more laughter. And of course, I got to do a little research because I want to make sure that I'm, dotting the I's and crossing the T's. But this guy who was hilarious, those emails that you get, you've inherited, $60 million or blah, 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 blah. You've got to watch this guy. I was on the floor laughing. I mean, it was hilarious. So I just wrote a few things down here. And it was hilarious because he showed each frame of the email, the email sending to him. He said, you get so many spams, and he finally said, okay, enough's enough. So when I watched this, he said he had spent the last 3 years just having fun with these guys, Of course, a lot of times their spelling is totally wrong. Their word choices are wrong. So you obviously know that English isn't their first language. And they could be from, somewhere, India or China or, somewhere, who knows where, Africa, somewhere, someplace. Could be Danish, could be Spanish, could be, it doesn't matter. These scam artists are from all over, but it just seems that a lot of them, English isn't their first language, and their writing proves it. And it's not just spelling errors, but it's using incorrect words for what they mean. Anyway, I was laughing so hard. You have got to go and just, if you need a pick-me-up and you just want to sit and watch this guy. It was hilarious. I just loved it. I just loved it. So I was going, yawning again, sorry. So I was going through, and I said, okay, what makes us laugh? What makes us laugh? Being tickled, funny stories, stuff like that. I mean, we all know this stuff, jokes. But have you ever sat somewhere? I remember doing this on the bus on the way to work 2 times, specifically 2 times. I got to get a drink of water. I've got a sore throat. I hope I'm not catching a cold. 2 times on the bus. And going to work, it was crowded. So the first time I laughed out loud, I was reading a book. And it just got me. I mean, you're in your own space. Things are going along, the humming of the bus, people, kind of stuff. And you're reading this story, you're deeply involved in it, and suddenly there is a part in there where you just cannot control yourself, and all of a sudden you burst out laughing. The funniest thing is when you're embarrassed and you kind of look around because you realize that you were laughed out loud. You're not in your living room or in your bed, you're actually on a public bus. You'd be surprised how many people laugh or smile with you. You get the occasional one that has kind of a cranky face, like, oh, she's an idiot. Those we don't care about. But the others, they just started laughing. That was one time. I remember reading a funny book on the bus, and that's what happened. Another time, I was just kind of daydreaming, looking outside the bus, and I was on my way to work, and something funny came into my head. Something, I don't remember it at all. I just remember I started giggling and I couldn't stop. I was looking out, laughing and laughing. And of course, when I kind of look around embarrassed, people were looking, and then they were looking outside to see what I was laughing at. And they didn't realize it was in my head. But have you ever done that? Have you ever just kind of burst out laughing for no reason at all? Well, reason to you, but not to people around you. I mean, they say that laughter is the best medicine. And, when we go through a hard times and, we've lived as long as we have, and we've had a lot of heartaches, tragedies, we've been depressed, we've been sad, life can throw some stuff at us. It is so good to laugh. It is so good to just sit back and laugh. And sometimes I find myself smiling rather than actually laughing out loud, smiling at some of the silly things that happen in our life. Almost to the point of, it is so fun. You don't believe somebody does something, and you just can't believe that they actually did that, and it tickles you. It tickles your funny sensations that, yeah, you smile and you go, and sometimes you just laugh because it's youth, because they don't know what we know. They haven't been there yet. They haven't gone through what we've gone through. And sometimes you just have to smile and shake your head. And there was a time many, many, many years ago, I think even when my grandparents were around, when somebody said something absurd or something, they were always corrected. There was always, someone stepping in and stuff like that. But today, as we get older, we realize that we have been through a lot in our life. We've had losses, disappointments, heartache. We've also had happiness. We've had smiles. We've had blessings. And we're grateful for all of those things. And sometimes when you know someone is going to be going through, not a hard time, you don't want them to have a hard time, but when you know that they need to learn that lesson on their own, and you smile because you know the outcome, sometimes it's just best to let it go. It's best to just smile and say to yourself, you'll see. It's kind of like when you raise your kids and your mother always says, well, wait till you have kids of your own. That kind of stuff. I mean, that's hilarious. I mean, we have to laugh at life because it's good for us. It's good for our health. It's good for our... Do you know that laughter improves our health? And laughter also produces antibodies? I didn't know all this stuff. And you know what? I had an absurd thought. Wouldn't it be nice, in hospitals where people are very ill, that they have 1 hour laughing session every day? I don't know how they would do that, but at least 1 hour, maybe 2 or 3 hours. Something to make them laugh and smile and forget the pain and forget the sadness and forget, all of the horrors of ill health and the, the pain and suffering. Wouldn't it be nice to go in and just make them laugh and just, I mean, wouldn't it be fun to have one of those? I mean, I would laugh anyway. Have someone come in who has one of those cute trained dogs that does tricks for the elderly and give them something to laugh about. And I do know that some of these things go on in a lot of parts of the world, of places where they have healthcare people come in with dogs and pets and babies, that the older people can cuddle. Well, not only the older people, there's a lot of young people. Nice to have a clown or have somebody funny come in, a little monkey that's doing a trick, or dogs that are doing, or something in a hospital where people are worried and sad and sick and not feeling well, to just for a few moments help them laugh. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Just burst out laughing. Just uncontrollable laughter would be, I think would be the best medicine that people could give. You know, I thought about this a lot, because I thought about how many times I went to the hospital with Mom, and how many times, I mean, I know that it's not funny to be in ER, and you know, you're sore and sick and worried and waiting. You know, wouldn't it be nice to have like a cartoon on TV? Like sometimes they'll have these TVs with no sound, and it's just flashing advertise, 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 you know, blah, 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 blah. Put on a funny cartoon. Put on America's Funniest Videos, you know, home videos about animals doing fun things and babies laughing, and something to take your mind off this. Why don't they do that? You know, smiling and laughing is so important to us, and believe me, in this world we need it. We need it desperately, desperately. And you know, all of a sudden when I was reading this, I had visions of, you know, old folks' homes where instead of sitting there and forcing people to play games they don't know how or want to play, you know, bring in something that's going to make them laugh. You know, some people enjoy music and singing. A lot of people don't. They're too sick, they're too sad, they don't remember that, you know, all they think about is, you know, their family didn't visit them. So bring something in that is going to bring the laughter. I think that would be wonderful. You know, I would love, you know, to just throw caution to the wind and set up a foundation where laughter is the first priority when working with me. It just, you know, we go through so many sad things. But you know, once a day, it would be nice to laugh, to explode those you know, antibodies in our bodies to fight off diseases, and maybe some of that pain will go away for a little while. But I thought about it, you know, and especially for myself, I find myself sometimes taking myself too seriously, and oh gosh, I think a couple of weeks ago, every night I couldn't go to sleep. I went in because Mom wasn't. It was more than a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months, when Mom wasn't eating, and she was going to bed like unusually early and sleeping unusually long and losing weight and no appetite. I was going in every, you know, about every hour, checking on her, you know, making sure she was okay, sound asleep, you know. And this stress affects our body. So that's why sometimes I'll go on my computer, instead of doing my crafts, I'll go on my computer and I'll find things that I need to smile about, something pleasant. And when we're confronted with unpleasant things, we have to sort of take it the best we can, cope the best we can. But on the times when we're not hurting, or even when we are hurting, we need to laugh. I mean, laugh out loud. When was the last time you had a really deep belly laugh, like so hard you almost peed your pants, or you did pee your pants, which is kind of common in our age group? But you know, I was thinking about that all day. I have been, you know, I sometimes will put America's Funniest Videos on for Mom, so that she could watch it. And she laughs, and I enjoy it when I hear her laugh. And I try to do things to help Mom laugh more because I want her to enjoy her life, and I want me not to be so stressed. So I'm looking for stuff to. I just want to look at my notes here to make me laugh, But this guy is so funny on how he deals with those emails, and he goes back and forth with them for a long, long time, back and forth, and oh, you just got to watch it. It's hilarious. I'll put the link below after the video to some of his stuff. It was hilarious. It was great. Yeah. So what else? What makes us laugh? Well, what makes us? If we're tickled, we laugh. Funny stories, jokes. Like I said, thoughts. Sitting on the bus, I had that thought. Sometimes we laugh out of embarrassment. Sometimes we laugh, when we're apologizing and, things like that. Nervous laughter. And sometimes we're laughing courteously because we have no idea what the heck they're talking about. That's not the kind of laughter I like to do. That's not the kind of stuff. But here it was saying in there that laughter promotes health, it fights disease. And I was just saying, imagine a world, and I wrote it down, a world of award with patients laughing at least once a day. It stimulates the brain, it boosts the heart rate, it produces antibodies. I said all of that stuff. Sorry about that, I said it all, but we need to laugh once in a while. We need to give ourselves permission to laugh because we need it in our life. And, I remember, and I was thinking of this earlier, I remember a young woman, I think she was somewhere between 30 and 45. I am not sure. I've forgotten now. And she had been diagnosed with breast cancer. And in her life, and very nice people, and I remember her saying that there was no negativity allowed in their home. Now, I don't remember if it was just her and her husband. I think it was just her. I may be wrong, but I think it was just her and her husband. And she decided to fight with laughter. She decided to fight with joy, with hearty laughter. We're talking belly laughter. And within 2 years, she was totally cured, totally. And I think she had like stage 3. I can't remember, could have been stage 4. I wonder if that's Mom getting up. So it just goes to show you the amazing results of laughter. And we have to laugh at ourselves sometimes when we do silly things, make mistakes. We have to laugh at ourselves. And I've been doing that quite a bit lately, laughing at myself. And it's okay. It's quite all right. And the alternative is just so sad. So let's see if we can do once a day, laugh out loud. Look at something, find something that's going to make you laugh. Go on your computer, find something that's going to make you laugh just for a few minutes, because we have so much sorrow and so much tragedy and so much down on ourselves that we need to laugh. And I hope you laugh with me, because I can be so silly. I mean, laugh with me. Enjoy my videos and hope to get a giggle once in a while when I do silly things or say silly things. I enjoy it. I hope I portray it. I make mistakes. Who doesn't make mistakes? I make mistakes. I've done some wrong things. Well, I had to sit back and, laugh at myself for being silly, for being naive, for being an old woman. Sometimes we have to laugh because of our age. We just have to say, boy, I did it again. you know, I hope you'll all laugh with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really appreciate the time that you come and sit with me and chat. Well, I'm doing all the chatting and you're doing all the listening, but I hope you enjoy these Tea With Me Tuesdays. I really enjoy them, and it gives me a chance to talk with you as if we're sitting together having a cup of tea. As one of my sweet friends said, that, it feels like we're kind of just chatting, except I'm doing all the talking, but I try to listen to what you say, but I can't hear you. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me this week. Laughter is the best medicine. Try and do it once, even though your heart's breaking. I know it's hard. Find something that's going to make you smile. Find something that's going to make you laugh with a hearty laugh. You know, some of the funniest videos that I've ever seen are babies and puppies and kittens and people doing silly things. Anyway, we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining me. Love y'all. Bye for now.